Oh, JK. Make sure to like, sub, and comment. And I am in a high-level mood right now. I'm in a good mood. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Jake Paul is failing. Dance break! It's cool, man. It's real cool. Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley happened, like, last month. And the pay-per-view numbers are going to come in. And this event, which Jake Paul said was going to be amazing, was going to get 1 million pay-per-view buys, that was going to be the biggest event of all time, has done under 600,000 pay-per-views. What an L. 480,000 to 500 pay-per-view buys. And for context, the Social Gloves event did 150-something thousand, and it could even be a little lower. But does this not prove... And Jake, he takes an L either way. There was no W to the situation. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, if these numbers are correct, this means there is no way that Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, which I can guarantee you did not have the same level of interest as this fight did, would have done 1.3, 1.6 million views, which means Jake was lying, which is what I've been saying. And everyone's been saying, oh, Andres, you're biased. You don't know what I'm talking about. Who's laughing now? This pay-per-view was an L. Because if Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, let's just say Jake Paul versus Ben Askren did 1.3, 1.6. This means, like, let's say these numbers are true, but the Ben Askren numbers are true as well. That means that Jake dove. This is embarrassing. You have 20 million subscribers, Jake. You sold out Cleveland Arena, which, by the way, only got sold out because they got another company to come in and help sell it out. Because if it wasn't, half of the arena would have been empty. This kind of proves that Jake Paul is not a pay-per-view star. Dana White is not being a hater. He's being a waiter. He's being real. He's being a realist. Now, in a normal boxing event, these numbers are pretty good. And for Showtime, they're pretty good. But these social media influencers are expected to do a lot better, especially if they are going to gloat. And Jake Paul is the king of gloating, the king of selling pay-per-views. And... you know, this is just an L for him, you know? I mean, if you're going to boast a lot, you got to back it up. And Jake didn't back it up. They're not bad numbers, but for someone like Jake, this is an L. Like, this should have done 800, 900, 1 million. But the fact that Social Gloves and this were close is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. And it's an L. You cannot twist it either way. Try and debate me in the comments. We can try and discuss this. But again, at the end of the day, like... I mean, there is no way to twist this or turn this in Jake's favor. This was a pure L, plain and simple. He offered a response to Dana White, and he wants to fight Jorge Masvidal, which I personally think Jake would probably lose because Jorge is in his prime. They do have a beef, but Dana's never going to let that happen. And again, I don't think Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury will happen. I really just don't think it will happen. I don't think he's ready. He should just do Tyron Woodley again, but the hype's kind of died down for it, and really YouTube boxing in general, which is why I've kind of gone on to more diverse content, but still the fact remains is that, you know, Jake needs to stop fighting people that are not in his realm. Like, he should fight boxers, you know, and these UFC fighters are good, but they don't have, like, they're not in their, like, home, you know, they're not in their comfortable positions. And then apparently he backed out of a boxing match with Yoel Romero, who I think was gonna be, and I think Jake was gonna fight Romero instead of Ben Askren, which would have actually been a very good fight. I am glad to see that people are finally starting to see the cracks in Jake Paul's plan, that he is a ducker, that he is a bit of a fraud, but, you know, and he over-exaggerates his money. Like, again, this proves what Liam is saying, what I've been saying. He cannot sell pay-per-views, and he cannot sell out arenas very effectively and well. And he backs out of fights because he's afraid. People are saying, oh, fight Anderson Silva. And personally, I think fighting Anderson is a bit of a mismatch because I think Anderson would beat Jake. If Jake beat Anderson, that's a real legit win. But after seeing Jake's performance in Tyron, I just see no way that that Jake would essentially be able to have the technical level to build up. I think Jake should take off the rest of the year and come back in the spring, have some time off, and get back into camp and get more motivated. But yeah, man, I'm not really interested in this whole YouTube boxing thing anymore. I'm still gonna cover it. I still am interested in it, but I just feel like the tides are turning and everyone's kind of focusing on more personal content. But that's all the stories on Jake Paul. I kind of don't hate the guy anymore. Like, I mean, I don't like him, but like, I just feel like the mission's been accomplished. We've seen him fight a real guy. I kind of got proved right in that, you know, he's not the top tier, but he is, like, he's the top tier YouTube boxer, but like, he's not as good as we all thought he was, and he didn't live up to the hype. What else is there to be said? Let me know if you're interested in collaborating, any YouTubers that might know me, or anyone that's a common subscriber or fan that wants to come on a podcast or make a video with me. I am totally down for working with new people and trying new things. And yeah, so anyways, peace.